I'd have to say Jujutsu Kaisen. Have to.
You are my special.
You are my special.
All right.
Well, there you have it, folks. Another year and another Crunchyroll Shonen Awards is under the belt. Crunchyroll Anime Awards 2024 has wrapped up, and I slept through the whole thing. And you know what? I am perfectly fine with that, because after watching the actual VOD, it was a crap show. As expected, it was an absolute crap show. And I just have to say it. I have to say it. Something has to change. I'm sorry, Crunchyroll. I have supported you guys for the longest time. I told people, as long as it's a celebration of anime, which the CEO of Sony came on stage and pretty much said that. We're here to celebrate anime. You're not doing a good job of it. I really do feel like it's time for something to change. When they moved it to Japan, I was like, okay, let's see how it works out. It's a crappy time for literally anybody that watches Crunchyroll to have it in Japan. But maybe it's to celebrate the creators, something. But there's so much that happened in this award ceremony, more so than any other one, that I think is a sign that something needs to change. So I'm doing this video. Really, I did a whole reaction video, and I kind of scrapped it. I'll show some pieces at the end of this video. But at the end of my reaction video that I was recording, I just came to the conclusion that I just need to do a rant video. I need to do a rant video. I typically don't like to do this, but it needs to be done. Something needs to change with the ceremony. Your ceremony is legit. There's over 200 shows every year, and your ceremony is just highlighting 2. Your entire... Let's look at this. Let's look at this list. Come on, over here. Let's go over here. Jujutsu Kaisen. The only reason Buddy Daddy's here is because it's original anime, and unfortunately, the shonens aren't original animes. So, good here. You have at least something that's going to acknowledge something, not a shonen. Oh, and we got JJK again. Demon Slayer. Chainsaw. JJK. Demon Slayer. Bocchi the Rock, because it's slice of life. Thank goodness shonens are not slice of life. I'm sure you could probably figure out some way fitting in there, though. Then going on. One Piece. So glad of the One Piece fans actually getting their names in here. I think the only shonen that was popping up in the awards that I was actually happy about was One Piece. At least One Piece is getting recognition. JJK, Attack on Titan, Suzume, because it's a film. I'm sure they wanted to fit JJK 0 in here, but they just couldn't. Oshinoko for Best Anime Song, that was a big shocker. But if it didn't win that, then that would be even more of a shocker, because, I don't know, Yasobi literally is like the biggest selling property ever. JJK again. One Piece, again, happy to see that. JJK. Character must protect. For some reason, Eren didn't win. I'm sorry, folks. Eren didn't win. JJK. Spy Family again. Glad to see that there, even though it wasn't really that funny. Some people found that second part of the first season funny. I didn't. Attack on Titan. Demon Slayer. Horimiya. For Best Romance. Horimiya. This is one of those prime signs that your judges need to wake up. Horimiya, I'm sorry for the judges. I know that there's probably some judges that said, you know what, that the romance in that segment was really good. There was no romance. There was like literally maybe like a 2-second clip of romance. The entire premise of Horimiya Piece is them taking what was skipped from the original season adaptation, which was a full adaptation, what was skipped, and making it just like these cuts in a second season. It wasn't even a season. And we're highlighting that as our pinnacle of comedy or a romance? Where's Kaguya-sama Love is War? That movie / 4-episode series, which they have in here as nominations, so it's not like it wasn't existing, that should be here. It was eligible. It should have been here. Or, I don't know, Danger to My Heart. Literally like one of the best romances in a long time. Oh, don't even want to recognize it. No, we want to recognize Skip and Loafer, a series that has 0 romance in it. But anyways, let's give it to one of the worst habits that's happening in anime right now. Probably the worst thing that's happening right now in anime is that they are producing anime, they're adapting it, and then they're coming back later and going, let's adapt what we didn't adapt. That's a bad thing to sort of celebrate. JJK again. Chainsaw Man. JJK. Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man. JJK. Chainsaw Man. Out of nowhere. Dr. Stone. Congrats to that one. But look at this. This is pretty much just shonens. This has become the Shonen Awards. Now, I do want to acknowledge there is a reason for this. We all know that the Anime Awards is a popularity contest. And this is a thing that I want to tell Crunchyroll and Sony. Something needs to change. If your CEO of Sony came up on the stage and said, "We want to celebrate anime. This is all in order to celebrate anime." Let's go back here. Is this anime? Is this celebrating anime? Something needs to change. You literally have four shows on this list? Technically, like 4 shows in this list. You're celebrating the same show over and over again. And what's worse is at the end of it all, in the award of the Anime of the Year, in front of all of these producers and all of these directors and all of these actors and actresses, in front of everybody, you strolled up the producer of Jujutsu Kaisen onto the stage and celebrated that as the Anime of the Year. I'm sorry, fans of Jujutsu Kaisen, again, nothing against the show. It's not my favorite. I'm not enjoying it too much. The first half was pretty good, which technically would be the part that would be eligible in here, is the first half. Putting that aside, as much as my entire half of the year itself of 2023 was spent hearing people upset that MAPPA is destroying anime, destroying their animators, and destroying this property, and doing a terrible job and everything, everybody's screaming at the top of their lungs how they're treating the animators horribly. We celebrated putting the producer of MAPPA on stage to say, this is our Anime of the Year. Something there seems a little bit hypocritical. Something there seems like it's kind of fantasizing bad working conditions. That's our Anime of the Year. Now, I'm all for celebrating what the people did in the end. I'm all for celebrating, in the end, these people worked really hard to make this project. I want to celebrate them. But by putting the producer on the stage, we're celebrating what they did. Their horrible work schedule they decided to put these people through in order to get this job done. That is sad in my opinion. But that aside, just the actual awards themselves, I thought, has so many things going wrong for it. I think, again, what I said earlier, I think putting it in Japan is great. You can get the creators up on the stage. You can celebrate them, tell them thank you for your hard work, even though it's just nothing but shonens. You can celebrate the work and the people that worked on it. You can celebrate the creators. You can celebrate the directors. These people that put so much hard work into this stuff, celebrate them. That's great. But how can you do that when, 1, the translators can't even translate what they're saying, 2, you don't even know who's on the stage, everything seems like you have no idea how to run an actual ceremony. Why isn't there a translator on the stage with the person so that they can pause, let them translate, and then go back to them so they can say the next thing, and then pause, let the person translate it? No, you have, my assumption, one person in the back room with a microphone and an earpiece trying to keep up with what they're saying and literally translating nothing. There's no point to the ceremony for all the English viewers because they have no clue what's being said. And then you decide to down the audio of who's actually speaking on the stage while the translator is struggling to keep up. And I would love to just be able to hear what they're saying because the translator's obviously not translating anything. So we're not even allowing them to do their speech. And on top of that, we don't even know who's on the stage. You honestly should have had all this stuff picked out first. When they get there, you go, okay, if you win the award, who's going to go on stage? You write down their name, and you make sure that it goes in the lower third. There's so much happening in this award ceremony that makes no sense to me, and I'm not even in the industry. But I can tell you that you're doing so many things wrong. Why don't we know who's on the stage? Why don't we know what they're saying? And who are all these guests? I don't even know who half them are. Shoot, you had guest lists that weren't even there. I mean, nothing against Emeru, but she wasn't even there physically. Unless maybe she got sick or something like that and couldn't make it. And they decided to just record her talking about how much she loves anime. There's just, something's got to change. Like I said earlier, something's got to change. And going back to my initial point, the thing that I echoed over and over again to the folks at Crunchyroll when I was a judge there, the one thing I wanted them to know is that I support this. Why? Because I love the idea of supporting and celebrating anime. And my main focus there was making sure as many shows as possible get recognition for what they do. And my whole point in there, and it was when I was a judge, this is what I did, is I made sure that when they asked me, who is the best this? I made sure to tell them, these are the best of the best. And that response that I got when I said, these are the best of the best, is we're not going to include any of them, because their system itself is inherently broken. And I doubt that they have changed it up to this point. They have a ton of judges. They ask the judges, what are the best of the best? The judges basically say, this one is the best of the best, and that's the only ones that show up. That's their system. Their system is built around weight and choices. They could have changed the system, but I highly doubt it. Their system is weight of the choice, not necessarily choose which ones, plural, are the best. And what you get as a result is nothing but shonens. Why? It's a popularity contest. It makes perfect sense. I'm not arguing that that's what's going to be the result. I'm arguing that the process is what's broken. They're so focused on 99% of anime fans and people that watch any anime whatsoever, 99% of them only watch 1 or 2 shonens every year. That's not anime. That is shonens. So that's what the joke is. Crunchyroll Shonen Awards is because the judges and the voting is nothing but shonens. And that makes logical sense. By numbers, that makes logical sense. There's going to be no case where Crunchyroll Anime Awards is anything but shonens unless they somehow figure out a system to get away from that. Make a category for shonens. Make a category for comedy. Make a category for romance, slice of life, drama, mystery, sci-fi. There's so many genres in anime, it's not even funny. But yet we only have 2 genres? Comedy and romance? Oh yeah, we had drama this year, which thank you for actually having that. And then keep all these other ones away from it. You don't need to have Attack on Titan in drama. I'm sorry. Attack on Titan is not a drama. It was a drama at some point. It was a very good drama. But for the most part, it's an action thriller. It is not a drama. Especially not the part that they actually nominated. Odd Taxi should not be in comedy. It's not a comedy. There is a comedy bit in it, but it's not a comedy. It's a mystery psychological show. Something needs to fix. You need to diversify your actual selections. Get more out there. And yes, I'm sorry for all the 99% of fans out there that, yes, only watch 1 or 2 shows. That's perfectly fine. But if you're going to have an awards ceremony to celebrate anime, you need to have as many as possible and actually have them able to be chosen. For those that actually watch more than 1 show, we can see more stuff getting in there to actually be selected. Not this. This is not celebrating anime. Having 5 shows overall, and literally 80-90% of them is the same 2 shows. This is not celebrating anime. This is celebrating shonens. This is celebrating Jujutsu Kaisen. This is celebrating Demon Slayer. This is celebrating Chainsaw Man. This is not celebrating anime. Make as many genres as possible and actually curate the genres. Get more judges that watch a lot of shows. Figure out what they're actually watching. Find out if they've watched all these shows. There should be a weighted system. If you don't watch this show and you vote for this show, then your vote is not going to be worth as much as somebody that did watch both of them. Find out who's accepting your awards beforehand so that people know who's on the stage. Get translators that can actually translate it. Get them on the stage so they can translate alongside the person. You're doing a good job of putting together a presentation, but in the end, you're losing the actual commitment. You're losing the execution in the end. And in the end, it turns into being something that you guys spent a lot of money on that looks like a joke. You're trying to be the Oscars, and that's not really what you should be. You should be a celebration. You should be for the fans. And unfortunately, at some point down the line, you lost it.
Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2!
Shock!
Chainsaw Man!
Chainsaw Man! Congratulations, Chainsaw Man.
I'm fine with Chainsaw Man, by the way. I want something beside a shonen. I just have a feeling this is going to be nothing but shonens this time around. It should go to Oshinoko, but I know it's going to be Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan should not even be on this list. It's
Attack on Titan final season!
Congratulations, Attack on Titan
somebody's
final season.
overly doing that. Anyways, Attack on Titan, what the
Do you want us to help present?
The winner is Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Swordsmith Village Arc.
Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 hidden inventory.
Is this entire award just gonna be Jujutsu Kaisen?
Congratulations!
The lady's like,
This award is
okay,
coming to
whatever,
you
Jujutsu
and Shay.
Kaisen, yeah, good,
Thank you so
woohoo.
much. And the journeys that they take us on, that make them worthy. Here are the
Emmer's
nominees
not
for
even
Best Main
there.
Character.
I mean, my first anime was Attack on Titan, so if you haven't seen that, what are you doing? Because even I've seen it.
She's like, even I've seen Attack on Titan. Geto and Gojo should not be on this. They were literally the main character for half the show.
Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen Season.
Shocked.
Bye, family!
Congratulations to
I
Spy
feel like
Family
they're
and
actually like
Aquaria.
responding to who wins as if they're talking to children. This award ceremony makes me feel old. I have to stop here.
This past year,
I have to stop here.
with new and 8th year of
Let's listen to this again.
event. This year marks the 8th year of this prestigious event, honoring the achievements of anime and anime creators.
No, I'm sorry. No, you guys are not doing a good job of that. First of all, you guys barely even acknowledge many anime. You're just acknowledging nothing but the shonens. Your judges aren't watching anything, so you're not acknowledging anything. And even when I was a judge for this system, by the way, just make sure to get that out there so that people know that I have my experience there. I was trying to acknowledge many types of anime in every category. And guess what? Everything that I was picking was getting knocked off the list because their system was built around the idea of pumping all of your nomination into one show. And thus, you get lists like these. Now, I'm surprised because we get like these little ones like maybe do it yourself or whatever, but they're not doing this. You guys need to change your system because your awards is nothing but shonens. It's the same 5 shonens every list. You're not celebrating anime, the achievements of it. You're literally going for the basic. Go to my anime list. Look at the top 2 shows every season. That's all you're recognizing. You're missing everything else. There's over 200 shows every single year of anime. And you're telling me this list that you guys have is celebrating anime? No, it's the shonens. It's the big dogs. And I know you like that because, well, it's the ones that are getting all the clicks and all the views on our website, so who cares anyways? Oh, the translator broke. Like, you guys have a script. Why can you not do this? What is so difficult about doing translations on these shows? You know what he's gonna say. 8 years and you guys still can't figure out how to do these award ceremonies. I feel bad for this guy. He literally did a speech and he got none of it translated.
Our characters have really spoken to the audience, and that's why we received this award. Thank you very much.
Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2.
There's no point to this. There's no point in even having this ceremony in Japan. Like, I literally could not wake up at 3 a.m. to watch this live because it's in Japan. The only place that literally is not watching Crunchyroll is Japan. But they're having it in Japan so they can celebrate with the creators, which I'm all for. But you don't have the name of them up there. You don't know who's accepting the awards. You're not even pointing out who they are. You're not translating what they're saying. I'm pretty sure he said his name. Your translators don't even know their names. Nobody knows who's getting the award. So what's the point in having it in Japan other than say, look, Japanese people came up on the stage. You could fly them over to wherever else. All right, the best romances. The list that's missing the 2 best romances of the entire year. Dangers in My Heart and Kaguya-sama Love is War. Let's see who wins over those 2 titles. Dude, we're celebrating skipped content anime.
Final chapters, Season 1. For this show, they really deserve this award. I'm glad to have created the movie.
I kind of feel bad because they're talking fast. I mean, I kind of feel bad because they're talking fast. There's a side of me that's like, as much as anime fans scream about Jujutsu Kaisen and the production of Jujutsu Kaisen because of MAPPA, how much people love awarding them.
Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2!
I almost want to watch, see what he says first. This is what I'm guessing. Makoto Kimura. celebrating anime. This entire thing is to celebrate anime. And we are celebrating Jujutsu Kaisen from MAPPA, which I feel like every year that we have Jujutsu Kaisen, half the year, this year, 2023, which was what this before, half the year, I had to hear people, fans, complaining about how terrible the work conditions are from MAPPA and how terrible they're overworking them and how horrible that studio is and how an absolute wreck the show is because of it. Which I give massive credits to the animators and everybody that worked on a crappy schedule to get it done. And I do have a side of me that kind of wants to support that. The show itself, I want to support because of what the work they did. But we have the producer of Jujutsu Kaisen is up on the stage being awarded the Anime of the Year, thus telling them, this is what we want. We have this massive ceremony and we're celebrating the producer of Jujutsu Kaisen, of MAPPA, up on the stage for the work that they did for that, which was a horrible schedule, overworking a ton of people, and just running them to death. Celebrating anime.